Today's lesson, this is Professor Hartman again. Today's lesson, we're going to talk about the different sources that cause variation and enable evolution to occur in different populations. So, to start with, mutation basically is a change or an alteration in the DNA that causes a new gene to be produced. Now, on certain occasions, these genes can benefit the organism, or in most cases, these mutations cause the organism to die. They're lethal mutations. So, anyway, if the mutation is a good one, then usually that will benefit the organism, and then the organism can pass this mutation on since it is in the genetic makeup of that organism. And then, the offspring will have this mutation, and it will continue to get passed into the population. And if it's good, then hopefully it will help that organism's population to survive. The next type of source that gives rise to evolution would be the sense that things happen by chance. Genetic drift is a part of that mechanism. What happens in genetic drift is that the organism or some members of that organism never get the chance to produce offspring. So therefore, those genes are taken right out of that genetic pool within that population. And then that has an effect on the evolution of that population or that species. So I do have an example here which shows genetic drift in action. Okay, so I'm just going to show that to you right now. An osprey is a bird of prey, and they feed on fish. So hopefully I can run this for you, and you can watch how this bird, this is a pretty large bird. It's about the size of a small eagle. They're very large. They're found over freshwater lakes and some, intercoastal waterways and things. But anyway, this bird seems to have gotten a fish that's very large. Now notice this poor bird is fighting with the fish. The fish is underneath the water, and the bird's talons have embedded themselves in the fish. Now, if the bird makes a mistake and grabs a fish that's too large, that bird will drown. The fish will pull the bird under the water, and the bird will drown because it cannot let go. There have been stories where fishermen have pulled out some large fish, and they have these bird feet attached to the fish's back. The bird is gone because, of course, death has occurred and the body has disintegrated. But what was left was these talons, the bird feet, have been, hooked into this fish for that fish's, life. So it's a tricky process. So needless to say, if this bird, this osprey, were to drown, that would be genetic drift in the populations of these osprey. Because no longer would this bird be breeding and providing its genes to the population of osprey. On the other hand, if this bird is able to fly away, then genetic drift will happen in the population of the fish that the bird just caught, because the fish's genes will not anymore be added to the population of fish. So in a nutshell, that's what genetic drift is. It's just the removal of genes from a population just by chance. It would be like if you or I were to step out and get hit by a car. We have never, perhaps we've not had children yet. Well, if we're hit by a car and we're killed, we never will have children. Unless, of course, you've banked your sperm or you've frozen your eggs, but we're not. In nature, that doesn't happen. So, hope you all understand the mechanism of genetic drift. And there's plenty of information out there on the web, so feel free to, Google genetic drift or any of these evolutionary terms to help you understand information on the topic. Have a good day. Let's see if this fish pulls this bird down or if this bird will pull this fish out of the water. Looks like the bird gets to live another day and have a good meal at that. Have a good day. See you next time.